Hi. I found a wonderful article called Top versus Televangelists Won't Preach. I'll pin the URL to the article to the top of the comments section of this video. So, this video really will be about verses. I'm going to read some verses and maybe add a little bit of commentary. You know how I am. The first verse is Proverbs 22:16, and it says, "He who opposes the poor to increase his riches, and he who gives to the rich will surely come to poverty." This is a great one to start off with because he who gives to the rich will be poor. Wake up, people. The only reason why these televangelists are rich is because there is a sucker born every minute. They aren't rich because they've worked hard or received money from the sky. They are rich because you give it to them. I don't mean to simplify all of God's financial blessings in this manner, but their riches is a matter of simple addition, and your poverty is a matter of simple subtraction. Simply, you give to them and they become richer. You give to them and you become poorer. The next scripture is 1 Timothy 6 through 10. But those who desire to be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and harmful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. In too many cases, televangelists' desire is to be rich. They may have other motives or may have started off with other motives, but that is not the way it is. Once they've got their hands on the money, they've fallen into a snare. Luke 12:15 through 21. Then he spoke a parable to them, saying, "The ground of a certain rich man yielded plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, since I have no room to store my crops? So he said, I will do this. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there I will store all my crops and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. Take your ease, eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "Fool, this night your soul will be required of you. Then whose will those things be which you have provided? So is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich towards God." I don't know about you, but I never heard an evangelist or a televangelist, rather, talk about that scripture. Now, another one that they don't talk much about is Matthew 6:19 through 21. I know that I've given you the scripture before, but I can't not give it again. "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal, but lay up for yourself treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Don't you know that many of these televangelists compete with each other for riches because the riches is their identity? Preaching prosperity and riches is their purpose in life and defines them. Without it, no one would know who they even were. And then we come to James 5:1 through 5. "Come now, you rich, weep and howl for your miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and silver are corroded, and their corrosion will be a witness against you and will eat your flesh like fire. You have heaped up treasures in the last days. Indeed, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, cry out, and the cries of the reapers have reached the ears of the Lord of the Sabbath. You have lived on earth in pleasure and luxury. You have fattened your hearts as in the day of a slaughter. We know that these televangelists are frauds. they have taken from people and have suckered them into giving so that they can live on earth in pleasure and luxury. They tell people that you must give to God. One of them actually said, if you don't give to God first, then and God gives to you anyway, God becomes a liar. Well, who wants God to be a liar? So they write big checks and send them on in. There are many more of these scriptures in the Bible that speak directly against the prosperity gospel, but you're never going to hear these televangelists talk about it. Bye-bye.